everybody. Welcome to Monday at Drawstream, number 56. Today I will be drawing pages, or a page, for manga called Modded. So let's see, without further ado, let's live stream share here. So, here we go. Before I do that, let me open up the page. There we go. Hey Jeff, how's it going, man? Let me know if it's too loud, the music, by the way. If it's too loud, then or too quiet, for that matter. So how you doing, Jeff? Okay, cool. I'll lower it one notch here. So, I know it's a soft part of the music, so let's see, wait till it picks up. Let me know if it's too loud still. Okay, cool. Yeah, I had the speaker like right next to the computer, so I don't know how loud it is for you guys or what, so I'm trying to remember what setting this is in. Let's see. Okay, I see. Try to remember that setting. Okay, so I have to say my apologies to the guys from Modded. I've kind of hit a slump, a little bit under the weather for a little while, and back up, doing better, but kind of a little slump getting on the pages. So I thought, you know what, if I'm going to do a live stream, I'm going to start doing these pages and get this cranked out, because I'm so near the finish line on this. It's so close to being done. I'm like, I just got to get it done. So my apologies to Tungsten and the rest of the team. I'm getting on it. Let's see. Okay, so I think I have it pretty much all laid out. I'm going to merge. Here we go. Okay, here we go. You guys can watch me cut the frames. Okay, good. Let's make sure these are all in order. Oops. Okay, there we go. Okay. So I'm just trying to get everything kind of situated. I got the layout done, so I'm just kind of doing the actual borders, and then you can actually see how I'm putting together the borders, because you see how there's bleed to some of the panels, right? So I got to deal with that. So if you can see the first page or first panel, this page is going to be on the left side when you open up a book. So since the left side, there's no border, there's no spine of the book, it can go all the way to the edge of the paper. And everything on the right is the spine of the book, so it's going to have that white margin, so that it does. I hate when you see the pages, bleed right into the margin of the spine of the book, and you can't really make it out. So I like that clean look that manga has, where it's just got the white always in the spine, the white margin or border. Hey, Comics Exposed. I'm working on Modded. So this is modded manga book I'm working on with a few other talented guys, and I'm almost done with it. I have a little bit to go. I'm towards the end of the book, but yeah, it's a fun book about an alien invasion. How some small band of Americans, I think from other countries too, but a small band of young people who are NERF modders get involved and try to stand up against the alien invasion the only way they know how. And that's challenging the alien invasion, the alien's mightiest champion, to a game of NERF. the blaster. So we've lost everything else in the story. Earth is challenged, every country's challenged to every single thing from boxing to table tennis, and they keep losing. This guy's so good, so the NERF modders challenge him to a game of their own. So I think story lends itself great to a manga type of visual, because it's so outlandish and weird. But it's been fun drawing it. I try to get on the ball here and get these pages done and get them going because I'm so near the finish line, like I keep saying. Okay, so now I got the panels pretty much laid out how I want them. Okay, so what I'm doing is put a little bit of a lighten up everything underneath so that I can draw this panel that's going to have the alien champion. He's kind of like covering over these panels. He's bleeding over, so he's the very top. So I'm just going to do a quick outline. So I'm just going to try to put this out real quick. This live stream might be maybe like an hour long, so it might be a little bit. Yeah, it's shorter. Usually I do about 2 hours. Today I might be doing only an hour because I have to kind of take care of some business. So I'm kind of going quick so that you guys can at least see me get some things done before that hour's up. Okay, so okay, let's put select, invert. Oops, wrong one. There we go. So see, he'll be overlapping, everything like that. All the border lines and everything. So I'm going to save this real quick. So hope everyone's doing great out there. It's a Monday. Some people don't like Mondays. I like them because it's like a fresh start. You know, New Year's is always a fresh start. People feel like it's a beginning, right? So I always think of, I go by week. So to me, this is a new week. It's a new beginning. Get things done this week. Get things done that I might not have finished last week. But it's a nice little motivator for me to think of it that way too. But let's see. Okay, got the outline of the main one here. Let's go back. I probably should do the chair too, the little stool that he's sitting on. Yeah, I always mark these layers so I don't lose track here of what I'm doing. Because it's easy to lose track of the layer you're working on. I'm like, what is this? Okay, let's see here. Okay, waiting. Oh boy, this is a big file. Let me make sure it's not recording this time lapse. Oh, it's doing a time lapse, that's why. I don't know, I'm kind of divided on if I should do a time lapse or not. I know someone told me there's a way you can actually record and then stop it and then still have the recording of what you did so far, so maybe I can just do that. Okay, I think I get everything. Cool. So that's how it'll stand out on the page. I wanted to show the champion the alien champion is actually tired out because he's such the consummate athlete. But this last challenge, he went against a Bruce Lee looking fellow in a game of table tennis. So I wanted to show him that he really did get tired out. So I kind of wanted to focus on him, kind of slumped in his chair with the towel on his head, and taking a moment. And then the ambassador comes out and declares, with the trophy that the champion won, and that usually the people who play against the champion, they lose, they get terminated. Um, but this guy was such a worthy adversary, Bruce, that they have other plans for him, so he's being taken away because the champion he gained the champion's favor. So let's see here. Okay, I'll concentrate on the champion right here, and he's always tricky for me, the champion, because he's such a unique, odd-looking character here. He's got, like, they call him the beaks. That's like the slang term for these guys, for obvious reasons. But he's got this head that's kind of like shaped almost like a turtle, like a bird, bird type of look to him. So I have to kind of like, I wanted to make a model of his head, like an actual sculpt, and that way I could turn it any angle and draw him. But as usual, I get so busy with stuff that I don't have time to do it. I actually bought the clay and the sculpt, super sculpey, and the modeling tools and everything. But yeah, I didn't sculpt, so I'm kind of just going creatively, thinking of how would this guy look. And I realize now he does have a long neck, so I'm probably going to have to change the position of his head here. See, we had a long neck, and he's bending over. His head would probably be more like along these lines here. So what I'm doing right now is I'm kind of expanding the white area that's behind the champion, so he'll stand out from the other drawings and the panels beneath him. So. And funny enough, I probably don't even have to change the angle of his hand, because it could just be like, rubbing it back of his neck. So I'll just kind of save that hand, leave it where it is for now, for time's sake, and because it still reads. Okay, there he goes. He's got a little bit. He's got that long neck you can see in the panel right here. Okay, I probably make his hand look bigger too. There we go. Make his hands look a little more proportioned, right? You don't want one small hand, one big hand. So I'm actually make this hand a little smaller. It's a little too long for me. Better. Okay, I'm gonna make sure I keep up the chat here. Andrew J, good day. How's it going? Yes, Andrew J, the beaks is definitely a slur created by the Earthlings, or soft noses, as the aliens called the humans. So, yeah, they exchange derogatory terms towards each other. Not surprisingly. Okay, so now I'm just kind of figuring out everything before I do final lines. So this is going to be my next layer that's rough. I mean, everything else is really rough underneath, just basic. So this is going to be my rough. Not liking this position of the hand, so off it goes. Oh. Here we go. Some more natural. Hey, we have a guest. Hey, Mike.
Hey.
It's Mikey. The original Mikey. Andrew J says, I'm a march for Beak Lives Matter. They call the aliens and the modded, they call them beaks as like their slur, you know.
All right.
Derogatory term, yeah. Well, because they look like they have beaks, right?
Yeah.
And then the aliens call them, the humans, soft noses. So
that's funny.
Tit for tat.
Soft weird.
Yeah, but they're invading Earth and they're taking over and wiping out their best champions and athletes. So of course they're gonna call them something.
Yeah.
Not so nice.
So that's pretty soft in comparison.
Yeah. I think we're a little harder on fellow humans sometimes. Huh? I saw a video where some lady was yelling at someone at the gas station, and I was just like, man, I think we give too much credence to crazy people. Like because as a lady yelling, you can tell she's off. You know.
Yeah.
She was racist, but I'm like, this lady's just someone you just ignore. But it does get on your bad side when you see people they're verbally abusing people. And there's a girl videotaping her because she was going off to kind of like make her. I guess it's the only way to make somebody feel bad. I don't even think that person would even watch social media. If they did, they didn't care. But maybe enough people in their family be like care to say something. But yeah, so how's it going?
All right. Watching that, I watched the whole thing, and I think there's only 4 episodes in that Run for the Money Japanese show.
Oh yeah, Netflix. Yeah. We watched the first episode. If anybody has Netflix here, Mike showed me. Introduced me to a show, Run for the Money, and it's kind of like a Hard Target. Remember with Van Damme, where they make him run, and then if he can escape the hunters, he gets money. Well, it's kind of like that. They don't kill you, obviously, but
yeah,
if they tag you,
is a time clock's ticking down, and they keep adding hunters. And there's missions that you can do, but while avoiding the hunters that are already on the board of a city, and you have to complete the mission in order to eliminate hunters that will be added to the game while you're trying to avoid the ones that are on the looking for you. And they walk around, but once they spot you, man, they got these guys that are like track stars.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
in black suits and sunglasses that will trace you down like hardcore. And it's like some of these people when they're running away, I'm like, you're already far away, but they're catching up. I'm like, you need to be put on the afterburners, not these jog things. And all of a sudden, when they finally realize that it should have been running all from the start, they get caught, and you're like, man, these guys are covering ground like they're on a mini bike compared to these.
Yeah. No, they run fast. I was surprised they show like a helicopter or a drone shot of one of the guys running.
When you
after
get to episode 3, you'll be shocked even more.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I don't want to ruin it, but it's just like it shocked me. I was like, holy moly, man! It's like it's good. It's a good show. I think they let these runners be a little too zealous though, because I'm like, you're running like that hard. I know it's a game and all that, but it's like should have some of these runners like give a little handicap to these people or something, because it's like
they're running so fast. It's like the ground they cover. Like the person is like
they're a city block
50,
away.
Yeah, they're like 100 yards away, 50, 100 yards away from the person chasing them, and they close the gap within like seconds. It's like 5 seconds already on them. It's like, what the heck?
Just imagine Usain Bolt charging at you, but the adrenaline is he's going to take any money that you earned so far. And it's like,
well, that's the thing. I think the show hired people like that because they're like, we don't want to give away all this money.
Yeah. But it was like it's intense because you're rooting for the people to get away, and they're like, I guess they changed the rules because the clips I watched on YouTube before I watched the whole show, it showed like the previous seasons, and I guess they changed some of the rules so people couldn't do some of the things they did in order to avoid the hunters previously.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because like different things like lying, down on, stuff like that is, nobody was allowed to go off of the paths, which I guess is why it's so much harder. Because before they were doing things like actually, hiding in places where, it wasn't on the path. Yeah. So.
Well, here's the thing too. I was thinking about while watching it. They have to have some type of rule for the hunter set in place because It'd be easier to find these people hiding around the city if you see a camera crew following around. They can't really hide with cameras like guys just standing up filming you while you're crouching, right? So
Yeah, I
I
don't
think
think
there's
there
a, I
is
think there's a
rules.
rule. I think there's a rule though where the hunter can only move if they see the actual contestant and not the cameraman. You know.
I don't. I think some of those hunters disobeyed that rule.
Well, maybe in the later episode, or because the one I watched, it looked like they were like you can see the camera crew in the background, but they just walked past them like because they couldn't see the contestant. Is
Yeah,
what I
but
was thinking.
sometimes know what they did. I noticed to make it so that there would be more noise. I noticed they had camera crews standing around when they weren't even with the contestant, just standing around different locations.
Oh,
So
that's true. Yeah, so you can't really tell if it's real or not. If
yeah,
it's really a
and
contestant.
I seen like one time when a hunter was running, he ran by, and there was a camera crew that was actually standing by a corner. So you would have thought like the contestant was there with them, but the contestant was way on the other side of the wall with another camera crew, so it wasn't even close.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. See, they probably did that, I guess, because they probably thought the same thing. How are you going to hide from a guy that when you got a giant, like three guys with a camera following you, or two guys?
yeah. There was multiple just camera crews by themselves, all walking around and even stationed to look like yeah.
Oh,
But
okay.
but I still think they should have like been like you know there's definitely some break time in between because that was 4 hours. I guess you have to survive for 4 hours basically, and they start at night and you run all the way to the next day. In the middle of the night.
Man,
It's intense.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. One guy, what did they show? One of the guys, he was just in the same position the whole time. He was just hiding in one spot, never moved. It looked like at least. You know,
yeah, yeah.
I was like, what the heck? Of course, he never got caught. I'm like, it's probably a good tactic is not to change location too often. If you're moving and
Well,
mobile, they probably
the
see you
problem
easier.
with people like that though is they make the whole game harder for everybody. If everybody acts like that person, they're all screwed because there's multiple times where because selfish people that just hid the whole time, they didn't contribute to completing missions, so they kept dumping more hunters onto the map,
Yeah,
which
that's
makes
right.
it more likely that the person that just hiding in one spot's going to get caught, but everybody's going to get caught to boot because of that person not even contributing. And there's times where the game required two people minimum to complete a mission in the middle. For instance, they had see, I don't know if I'd ruin it, bro. I just
Yeah. Well, you
but
get the gist.
they had
The
missions
scissors.
where it required two people to complete the mission, and there was people that wouldn't participate because they're like, "Oh, it's too hard." But it's like if they would have participated, they all would have been better off. But they didn't do it, and so at the long run, they every time they didn't do it, if one of the missions failed, because there would be like 3 to 5 missions at a time, and somebody or two or three or more people are not participating, it meant
Yeah.
that somebody's not going to finish. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, Amy Lester, how's it going? Welcome to the stream.
Hello.
And like I said, Jeff Potts earlier said that the music is a little too loud. Let me know if it's too loud, you guys in the chat. If it is,
Hi,
I can
Amy.
adjust.
I was just talking to Matt about Run for the Money on Netflix. It's a Japanese game show where you get chased by hunters in black suits like something out of an anime. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
And
pretty fun.
you got to survive for 4 hours, and every second the prize money goes up by like 100 yen or something, and then you can do missions to and the missions to stop hunters from being dropped on the map that are running after you, and they're running like track stars. And
It's on Netflix. If you have Netflix,
yeah.
it's worth checking out. It's a pretty fun show to watch because
Hello,
they have.
Melissa.
Hey, Melissa, how's it going? Oh, they also have celebrities, Japanese celebrities running in the contest. So different actors or pop band.
They have one
singers.
of the singers from Shiny, Korean pop group, so that surprised me. He was in it.
Yeah. Oh, it's a Korean group too.
Well, I think he's must be Japanese then, and he's in a Korean group.
Oh, that's cool.
But it was good.
Yeah, Becky recognized him.
four episodes. That was it. And
Yeah, that's all they uploaded, right?
well, no, that's it. Hopefully it does good, because if they does good, they want to have more people come on. So
Yeah, yeah.
like they do. It's each episode's an hour of them running and hiding and doing missions. So if they, and they're running for 4 hours straight, they don't have breaks. So you imagine that people are like, man, my legs are hurting. I'm stiff now. You've been on your feet running for 4 hours. you know, and, and then you're doing physical activities too, because besides just running, that's a physical activity. But I mean, you're doing missions.
Oh yeah, it's fun though because it's funny watching them. But yeah, like one girl, she gets so scared, she's being chased by one of the hunters, and these guys are like wearing business suits and like masks and sunglasses, so they look like masked caution but Japanese version, right? They all have different hairstyles and everything. So they're chasing this poor little cute Japanese lady. She's running, this girl, and then she turns a corner and there's another agent standing there. And she paused for a second. Instead of running the opposite way, she just ran towards him. Like, I don't know, like, what do you think? So he just stuck his hand out and just tagged her, and she was out.
Well, she had a brain fart because it was like the intensity.
It's just like a scared animal.
Like, what do I do? Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. Okay, so here we go. So I got the champion. I kind of changed his leg position. Bend his knee a little bit more, lower leg. Kind of had him slumped over a little bit more to the left, and it looks more natural to me, at least. Had to make his neck a little bit longer.
Yeah, it looks really good.
Thanks. This is the rough, and there's a kid kind of bringing him some Gatorade, which he turns down because I guess Gatorade to these aliens, Gatorade is like alcohol almost. So because the champ, the ambassador drinks a bunch of Gatorade, and he's like, gets plastered. So let's see here. Oh, Mike, you have anything to share on your?
Not
screen?
Right now.
Okay.
I'm actually
Let me know
looking
if you do.
for something to draw here.
Hey, Christina, how's it going? Yeah, run for the money. Yeah, check it out if you can, if you have Netflix, or if you have a friend who has Netflix. What's funny is we have my brother-in-law has Disney Plus, and so he like set us up with our name having our own loadout, so we use that at home. I think a lot of people do that. I used to have Disney Plus, but we stopped paying for it after we watched all of the what was the show we're watching, Mike? Mando.
Oh man,
The Mandalorian. Yeah.
You know what? Disney Plus. I kept thinking that they were going to have the Disney Plus Korea shows on there, but they're weak. They don't. They only have it on. Up. So you have to have a VPN to watch it so that you can log into it and actually see the Korean version. So it'll hide your country of origin, I guess. It's like, that's weak though. Disney won't offer all their international shows on one platform.
Yeah.
You have to trick it.
Seems like it should,
Well, Netflix has been doing a good job. That's why.
Oh yeah, man.
Before they used to only limit the Korean shows to Korean Netflix only. Now it's for everybody. Amy said, how's the comic coming, Matt? Do you have many more pages?
No, this is towards the end of the book, so I'm getting close. We actually had to extend the page count because the script that they gave me is more like a film script. It's not like, doesn't break down the story into pages, so I had to come up with the page count myself. So we wanted like to have, I think, 48 pages, but there was no way. I was trying to cram as many panels as I could into each page, but there was no way to tell the story in 48 pages. So I'm towards the end of the script, and I'm already at page 45, and I'd say we at least have maybe 10 pages left, maybe more. So I'm trying
It
to.
would be nice if you start doing some splash pages for some action.
Yeah, I want to, but it's like to try to cram it in as many
No, I
pages.
know.
It's hard to get away with that, but I'm gonna have to actually do that in the action scenes. There's a giant climactic battle scene, so I'm gonna do some splash pages, and I'm gonna actually do it traditionally. So that way, if people want to buy some of these pages, you can buy them traditional pages. So they'll be traditional. The first half of this book, they're all on traditional paper, but so far I've been doing about over 20 pages, I think, digitally. So, but
What are
we'll
you moving it
definitely,
around a lot? Let's see you draw it.
yeah, I'm trying to think of what to hit. I'm just gonna stick to this guy. So okay, so I'm gonna use.
Here you got him giving him the Gatorade bottle, and
I'm gonna start just kind of tightening up on the character, the champion.
so this is free use music, huh?
Yeah, it said royalty free, so
That's nice.
yeah, this is one of my favorites actually too. I saved it because I let's do what I'm drawing because it's just, yeah, man, it's so good.
Well, they're rooting for you. These Melissa said almost there. She put the finish line flag.
Thanks. Yeah, almost. So close. That's why I'm like, I just gotta dig in and just get this done.
Yeah, I'm addicted to Korean shows. Like
Yeah.
another, my dad really likes watching them with me too. So we watch like he loves the Joseon era, ancient Korea, settings. So we're watching one with called Queen's Umbrella, and it's really good. It's about like a queen, and it was like one of the last kings that was allowed to have more than one, wife, but only one queen. The rest of them would be basically uh, they'd be given different positions underneath her, and so like, and they'd all have like a child that was an heir underneath his heirs. And the queen's children were all, basically the grand princes, and all the princes that were born of the other women were all just regular princes, and usually they would. It basically teaches a little about the corruption of politics, though, in the U.S. If you watch each of the Joseon ones, because they show how the different people are manipulating contests and power plays in order to try to get their backing, and so all these different people are basically like the Congress of the king. They're his,
At the royal court.
yeah, the royal court, and they have positions, counselors, Ministry of War, all that stuff. They're all trying to manipulate the outcome of who the prince picks. The king picks as the next grand prince because somebody poisoned the grand prince, and it's probably the grandmother who doesn't like the queen that he picked, and she's trying to get rid of his kids. And so basically, she said, "I've done it before." She used to be one of the lower women when she was the mother of the prince, now the king. And so she's like, in the past, I set up everybody else, and I made sure all the people that would have been possible competition heirs to them were all slaughtered afterwards. So it's a very, very evil grandmother. And the funny part is she's very likable in Hospital Playlist, the actress that plays the grandmother in the Queen's Umbrella. But so me and Dad are getting into that.
Is it? It's not the one that was from the Vincenzo, is it?
The grandmother?
Yeah.
No, she was in. She played the evil rich lady in the attorney. No, Inspector Blue. That's another Netflix show. That's awesome.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Hey Andy, if you guys like
Hey, Andy.
video game and anime, Inspector Wu has that really fast pace. It actually shows you how properly written a lot of U.S. shows are with young people, because it's written with young people, but it's hilarious and good timing. They even have the main character is older, but she's just like, everything about it. It's like so well paced, humor, everything. It has little video game references to, like, she doesn't get her energy up until she has snacks or beer.
Oh, that's cool.
So little humor like that. She has an energy bar. It's like, and so many good shows. Inspector. That's what it is. Inspector Ku. I get it confused with Attorney Wu. Yeah. Attorney Wu is about an autistic lawyer. That's more of a romantic drama, comedy.
Yeah.
But Inspector Ku, that's the one I had. What villain do you think comes after Kang in the MCU?
Who is that? Oh, Andy?
Yeah.
Ooh, you know what? I don't even know. I mean, I haven't kept up like on any of the news sites about that stuff, but I don't know. Maybe Apocalypse or Mr. Sinister. Or, I don't know. Probably not until they had the X-Men come out, right?
Yeah. Enemy said the pose of your villain has a very clean silhouette.
Oh, thanks.
That's what you're focusing on more now, right? Silhouettes.
Yeah, that's what I like. Alex Toth said he would start his comic page. He would actually just draw the outline of all the characters first, where they're positioned and everything, their body posture, and then he would just go in with the details afterwards. And I'm like, that seemed hard, but I'm like, you know what? I think I'll give it a try. So I didn't do it with this page, but I'm starting to do it now when I'm drawing. And it actually started doing my sketchbook, and it started actually going quicker for me. And I'm not getting hung up on the line art as much as I used to. So I'm going a little bit quicker.
Oh, Andy's curious if they'll do the Galactus Planet Eater storyline in the movies.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. I wonder if they'll do that. You have to get Silver Surfer like introduced and all that.
Yeah, they would probably create some, like, they feel like they can't leave any gaps. They'd probably create his entire backstory, for the movies. They have to show how he was abused as a child, and then he became a giant, and then he was shunned, so that's why he wants to eat planets. Yeah. It would be something that we would be like, we didn't need to know all this stuff. Yeah. A human once, stole his candy. Now he wants to destroy Earth.
Yeah. Yes, you're harming the environment anyway. So what is
Star-Lord? Yeah. As a
yeah,
child,
I'm only doing this. I'm only destroying the planet because the universe or the planet's already dying because of the way you mistreated it. So I'm putting it out of its misery.
Star-Lord
that's
rude during the cut-in line. So when he got some kind of gigantic power, he decided to live as Galactus and eat planets until he could kill Star-Lord. There you go. I'm probably ticking people off just saying that now. Sorry.
I mean, if they make some good movie, I mean, I'll watch it. If it's like, for instance, I'm looking forward to the Ant-Man movie.
Oh yeah.
I mean, hopefully it's good. but I'm looking forward to it. Was the last Ant-Man? Did they have that Ghost character? The lady was Ghost, right? Remember, she was like, yeah, it was a Ghost because it was Michelle Pfeiffer appeared and helped.
Yeah.
Give him some tennis shoes.
Oh, is that true?
What?
The Arizona Attorney General refuses to certify the election.
What?
Wasn't the Attorney General the one running for this?
Yeah, I think she was the one running for governor, right? The one in charge of the election, overlooking the fairness of the election, is actually the one in the election, which I don't know how in the world that they didn't automatically have her
There's a
recused.
lot of well, they asked her to recuse, but she wouldn't. There's
It shouldn't even be asking; it should just be automatic recusal.
Yeah.
Or whatever you call it.
There's a lot of crazy stuff that doesn't make sense, like that people don't question. Like, for instance, they said that the two seats that we really don't matter, like the treasurer and I think the secretary of the state or something, whatever, they won by 1,299,000 votes. Yet supposedly Katie Hobbs, who never campaigned, never debated, won by 1,211,000 votes. And Carrie Lake only got 1,185,000 votes. And you're telling me that the Republican treasurer and secretary got 1,299,000 votes, but Carrie Lake didn't get that? Nobody votes for those little seats unless they're voting straight ticket. The lower down ticket seats, it would make more sense for Carrie Lake to get the exact same amount of votes, or almost exactly the same amount as the freaking lower seats, like the new Secretary of State and the state treasurer, than it would for her to be like that much lower than them. And also, if she did get those same number as those two lower seats, then it would also make sense for the representative for the state and the senator for the state to get the same amount of votes as the treasurer and the secretary of state that were both Republicans next to their name. Yeah, and it would mean that the Democrats didn't win any of those seats at all. But the Democrats, they fill out those ballots. What do? They ballot harvest. They don't get actual voters.
It should be called. But yeah, I don't want to go too much into it.
I know.
Politics.
Because then you'll get banned and all that stuff.
Well, plus, yeah.
But I'm just saying, just mathematically, the treasurer got 888,000 more votes than the Katie Hobbs that won the governorship. The Republican treasurer got 88,000 more votes than her. That doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
That's all I'm going to say.
It's funny because I was watching on Twitter. They had a video of a lady. You know how they show more and more crime where people are like, it's usually women, are like vandalizing stores because they get mad. They start grabbing shelves and knocking them down and stuff. And it's just crazy looking. But they showed one where this lady's on top of the counter at a deli, and she's throwing and knocking stuff off. And she's like, look like she's just wearing a t-shirt and her underwear or something, yeah. And she's like knocking stuff down, and then when she turns around, she's still standing on the counter to walk away. The guy by the counter throws like a can of soup or something and hits her in the back of the head. She goes flying forward. It's like, man, I see these people. They can get away with they feel like they can get away with doing like a lot of the stuff, but because the law won't prosecute them, you know.
Yeah.
In like in New York and in California, they won't prosecute them for stuff like this as much. And but now it's like people work at the stores, the owners stuff. They're starting to actually retaliate. So it's going to get violent if the police don't step in. That's what's going to happen. It's going to become like a violent, retaliation for people. And what can they do then?
Yeah.
But it's interesting watching those videos because I'm like, I don't like watching that stuff because it kind of makes you feel like you get kind of sick of seeing humanity doing what it's doing. But then it's like, yeah, I want to keep up to date on some things, what's happening, but you got to watch it.
Yeah.
You gotta guard yourself from getting inundated with too much of the negative stuff.
Well, a lot of it's depressing.
Yeah.
I could, see that.
But it's funny, it's because a lot of it that you see happening, it's like history repeating itself. It was happening stuff like this in the late 70s, early 80s. Like New York was super violent, a lot of crime, and you had movies like Death Wish come out to kind of deal with, people's frustrations with that. What time is it? AGC. She wants to see the movie. Which movie was that again? We got sidetracked.
Maybe
Amy says
the fake movie we were talking about. Like he's angry at Star Wars and wants to eat planets now.
Oh, Christina says the first Ant-Man movie reminded me of the Tim Allen Santa Claus movie. And that's a compliment.
How is that a compliment? Yeah.
No, that's funny. Is Becky loves that movie too. The
I don't get how it's the same thing.
Maybe the energy in the movie, like the fun, how fun it felt.
That's just funny. That's a funny comment. Yeah.
Becky loves that movie, so she probably agree with it.
I almost want to see her write a review of the movie and describe it that way.
Let's see here. Now, this is the tricky part. This guy's muscle in his arms. See, I don't want to get too, I was telling you, Mike, about not getting too hung up on realistic anatomy because it starts becoming boring. Huh?
So there's no problem there for me.
Yeah, I want to make sure that I don't get hung up in that because my background, as I try to do more realistic stuff, but I'm constantly got to remind myself just to keep it loose. I don't want to care about realistic anatomy. I care more about proportion, I guess, to make things consistent. But yeah, just want to have fun with it, I don't have to try to pull out references every time I'm drawing something. I want to just crank it out because it slows things down, and the references are good. I still use references, but I think I know enough anatomy at least to make it look passable, and but I want to focus mostly on trying to make it fun.
Hi, Toom.
Oh, Toom's here?
Hi, Jeff Potts.
Hey, Toom. Man, it's good to see you, Toom. And Jeff Potts is back. Or he might have always been here, but he was maybe laying low. Yeah, it's been a while, Toom. Haven't seen you in a long time, man. Good to hear from you.
Andy said he's a jacked rooster who cares about realistic anatomy.
That's funny. Yeah.
See, Christina Lynn brings it back around. She said both movies had a divorced guy with a kid. He turns into a superhero magical guy. The kid loves him, and the ex thinks he's crazy and can't see his kid until he saves the world. Okay.
There you go.
Oh,
I
wow.
see. That's
She
good.
folded it all around. Yeah,
Yeah.
fold it together. There you go.
Okay, Jeff Potts is he's just listening and coding right now.
Amy said, "How is Becky, Matt?"
Oh, Becky's doing good. Yeah, she's not here right now. She's working. So yeah, I should probably do a stream where she's here. That way you guys can hear her talking. Once in a while she's in the background on drawing a quarter, she might say something. Like she got me some food and then she wants me to because sometimes after huh?
Amy said, "It's the same movie." She put a laugh face. Christine.
Yeah, sometimes Becky well sometimes after the stream we do drawn and quartered, right? And after we do drawn and quartered, sometimes I'll be talking on the stream for like an hour or two afterwards, sometimes longer with the guys. You know, we'll all be drawing, just talking and talking. And then I realize Becky just got home from work and she wants to be able to spend time with me too. So I'm like, uh, she's been good though of letting me chat, you know, and everything. Sometimes she's like, "You almost done?"
Oh, she lets you.
Yeah, she lets me. She goes, "You can do your drawings." But no, it's funny because last time we were on there talking with Nolan, and Mike Miller, Nolan, and Kevin, and I forget what we were talking about exactly, but we were talking, and we were getting into it. I mean, it was a good conversation. And then I was like, "Oh, I gotta get going. Sorry, guys." But then usually they're like, "Well, we gotta go too." Different time zones too, so but it's easy to get lost in just conversation with the guys.
So Toom said he's been fighting some stuff.
Oh man, yeah, man, keep fighting. Yeah, I'm rooting for you, man. I'll keep you in prayer too. Yeah, man, keep fighting. And like I said, I'll keep you in my prayers, Becky and I, and we'll pray for you. Because yeah, I mean, it's been tough. I was a little bit under the weather for a little bit, but I'm doing good now. It kind of slowed me down a little, my art, but I'm getting back at it. Yeah, what Amy said too. Yeah, it's. I realize because I've been a bachelor for so long, most of my life, that I have to really, you know, take inventory of what I'm doing and my time and balance it out. So I'm not one of those guys who, because I've been a bachelor. I've seen some of my married friends or people I know who would just totally disappear from existence because they're only spending time with their wives. And I'm like, you got to do that, spend time with them, but you got to spend time with friends and family too. And it's all like a balancing thing where you got to balance things right. Yeah, Christina says she's praying for you too. I'm still basically a newlywed, so I'm still learning about some things. But the good thing is Becky and I we never got into any arguments or fights when we were dating. So it kind of still holds true. Basically, now when we're married, we don't get into fights or arguments. I mean, we have disagreements, but I don't know. I don't like arguing and fighting, and she doesn't either. So it kind of makes it easy not to get into that. But sometimes I might do some things that might irritate her. I don't mean to. It just different type of sense of humor or whatever. And I'm learning and she's learning. It's a process, right? I mean, we knew that. It's always been that way. Everyone tells you the learning process. I like remember what King and Queens, Mike, where he says, "Learn me." Remember?
Yeah, he'd say to Carrie,
Yeah, he said to his
he was,
wife,
"You don't know that?
"You
Learn
don't know that.
me."
Learn me." Yeah, you've been married this long, you don't know that. Learn me. That's how it feels sometimes. You're like, learn me. You know what I like, but I don't like so far.
And the best was they didn't want to get in fights, but they'd get in fights trying to hide it from their neighbors. So they'd go to the far side of the house, but she went into the bathroom and she's like, "Oh, spank me harder." She's like all
Yeah,
bad,
spank me hard. Yeah, because she like totally was arguing when the
and
window's
then
open.
all of a sudden she sees the neighbor looking at her. And she's like, "Hi." She's like, "Doug, you left the window open." She's like, "Yeah, it was hot. You complained that I don't leave the window open."
It's funny about watching those shows is that even when you're single, you see them do things, and you're like, "I'm single, and I know that's stupid to do that." So you kind of learn like, yeah, never do that kind of stuff. And then sometimes you see friends do the exact same thing that he would do, and you're like, "Oh, that's not good." Like, I'm single, I know not to do that type of thing to your spouse. It's like,
So he's asking, Tomb's asking how far I'm modded. I'm saying if you're adding that many pages, it could be, but instead of 48, since he's close to 48 right now, he's like about 45. It could, and it's still got a lot to add to the fighting and stuff. So what do you think? You might get up to 60?
yeah, I'm thinking, because I'm thinking 10, it's going to be 10 added pages. We added 10 pages to the 48, so it'll be 58.
Printing is usually in increments of 4 pages, right? Like a sheet of paper folded in half is 4 pages. So what do you think? 64 pages?
Maybe. I mean, I got approved for 10 more pages added to the 48, so I believe it's 48. So 58, but it might be a little more. We'll see. I'm going to try to.
62. Probably
Yeah.
more about.
So I'm going to start cranking them out, though, because I'm trying to go with speed here. So I can finish this page probably today. And I also have to finish some other stuff, too. So that's another thing, too, that takes time. Is like I'm working on more than one project. But I'm definitely want to get this done, finished, and I want it to look good. So like I said, the guys have been pretty cool and patient with me, because like, yeah, beyond patient. So, but I'm gonna get this done for the guys, for you guys too, and for me and for posterity.
Plus, I just want to see it. Yeah, the finished.
Thanks. Yeah, I want to see it done too. See it in print, people's hands, and see what people think, and hope they all enjoy it. It's been fun for me working on it, and it'll be even more fun when I finish it. Let's see. I think I still got. Yeah, I gotta show this guy's hand. I don't know what's weird is that's one thing when I'm working on my stuff over the years, I realized look at your old drawings. I like saving my old drawings. I look through my old ones. And I realized in my old drawings, I would tend to like elongate everything. So like the faces would look longer, the bodies would look longer. And then I realized, okay, I got to start focusing on that. Make sure I shorten these things. But also, I learned looking at other artists' work that I like. Like one guy I noticed, an artist I liked, he had his old stuff. Instead of just elongating things, he would make them more squat looking, so the faces look more, round, kind of like more squared, more flat. They had dimension to them, but they were like, And I was like, wow, he did the opposite. His thing was about making them like wider. Mine was making them narrow, long. That was Jamie or Jaime Hernandez, they say. You look
Yeah, I
at
don't
his
like
old.
that. You write your name Jamie.
I don't pronounce it
Jaime.
Jaime. I say Jamie. Jamie Hernandez. I usually say the artist's name the correct way, and they say it the wrong way. Like you need to change because when you say it out loud in print, we're all on the same page. But with pronunciation, it's like your pronunciation is lacking. Like was it Mike Mignola? Mignola sounds better than Mignola. You know, Mignola,
Yeah.
Mignon. Yeah, it sounds like he has stuffy nose, right?
Or see, I'm gonna be politically incorrect. I was gonna say it sounds like a person with Down syndrome sounds better. It sounds like a person with Down syndrome going, "Hello, my mignola."
Yeah,
Yeah,
Mignola. It
but
sounds
it's
doesn't sound right. But
like a
if you say
fan.
it, but if you say Mignola, it just sounds cool to me. I don't know, something about it.
Yeah.
Mignola. Okay, so there we go. His hands looks a little better now. A little better. Okay. And I'm probably gonna make this forum bigger because it's funny as you remember what's it one artist I really liked. He would draw this character with really huge forearms and arms, and then the hands would be like normal size. Like he wouldn't draw the hands to be bigger just because his arms are bigger, and it looked cool. It had a cool look to it. So I'm gonna kind of do a little bit of the same thing. Oops, what's going on? What's going on? There we go.
Do they know what planet this character is supposed to be from, or it's just they don't tell you it's an invading
I
planet?
think they say in the story. I think. Yes, here we go. I made his farm a little bit thicker looking, especially since it does look thicker coming at us in the other position. Yeah, I'm not sure what planet beak. I don't know.
So Amy says she wants to know how you're gonna finish when you celebrate modded, and Toon says he wants to see modded do really well. You guys deserve it.
Oh, thanks, Tim. Appreciate it. Yeah, we're excited because we have other books that we're working on after modded, and we kind of want to use get modded going so people can see, oh look, they put a modded, cool, and what's next, and then we want to have the other books ready to go so that we're not waiting around for another few years. We want to get going on it. So, and I have some other things in the works too, but we want to get going on these projects and cranking them out. So, working on a way to do that. Let's see. I think I'm gonna make a. I'm gonna make a new layer, and then kind of just block in shadows real roughly. So I'm kind of curious to see how it looks if I did that. So, anybody seen any good movies, cool movies lately?
You want everybody to do the talking for you, man.
No, I'm just thinking. I'm trying to think what movies I've seen that I liked recently.
I'm the only one watching stuff. You know?
Yeah, I don't watch as much as I used to. I want to,
But everything I'm watching is Korean, so if you guys don't like subtitles, you know. Disenchanted on Disney Plus. Is that a fairy tale one?
oh yeah, I heard of that one.
He's a trick question. There are no good movies.
Who said that? Andy? Tomb? I knew it was one of those too.
Christina wants to watch Disenchanted. I've never heard of that.
Yeah, I seen a trailer for it.
I don't have Disney Plus though, so the only time I
It's
see
that
it is
one
like
guy's in it,
overviews.
Mike. Remember that one guy? The actor, the guy from Can't Buy Me Love.
Patrick Dempsey.
Yeah, he makes a cameo. I think he was in Enchanted. I think.
All right.
And then
Yeah, I just bought that movie. Can't buy me love.
Oh yeah. Can't Buy Me Love.
You've been watching different anime series? What series? Oh, hey, do you have Netflix, Christina? Have you seen Uncle from Another World?
Oh yeah.
I love that one. I'm hoping it gets a season 2.
Uncle from Another World. That's funny. Yeah, it's a total otaku, like middle-aged uncle. It's pretty good. I mean, I've only seen one episode, so I saw an episode of another show that I thought was cool, and then I watched the second one. I'm like, oh, this is really horrible. So far though, from this one, it looks pretty funny.
I've been watching the Lupin movies on Amazon Prime.
Oh, Lupin?
Yeah. I'm actually getting into those.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, Uncle from Another World is basically the nephew shows up at the hospital, and there's an uncle that was in a coma for I think 11 years, and he was a video game otaku, and the family thinks he's just insane, and they don't want nothing to do with him. And so the nephew comes to tell him that, and basically like, I don't want anything to do with you either. You know, I'm just relaying the message from the whole family. But it turns out, while he was in a coma, he was somehow in another dimension. He actually has powers that he got, and it's. But he doesn't look cool. He looks
He looks like otaku.
Like an otaku nerd. That it's so good. It's
yeah. Maybe it might be something if you're a guy you might be more into.
no.
But if you like otaku nerdy stuff,
women that like video games and anime, they'll laugh at a lot of it.
well, they'll get the jokes. Yeah.
If you like fantasy anime, because they don't just show you the current day that he's back in our world. They keep going back and referencing what happened when he was in a coma. So it's pretty interesting. It's like I was laughing a lot, so I like it.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. Uncle from Another World. That's funny. Okay, let's see. Wait, what did I do? I got rid of the line. Oh, I see. Okay.
What color is this character, by the way?
The one I'm doing right now, he's a greenish brown.
Oh, he's green?
Yeah, why?
Oh, I pictured him being like, I don't know, like orangish.
Yeah, no, he's more like kind of like a turtle, almost colors turtles,
Okay.
But maybe more tan. I don't know. I'm trying to play around. Like, see right here. Here's the shadows. I'm trying to play around with the shadows, see if it stands out the way I want it to be. I want it to be kind of heavy since he's kind of the main focus, and plus he's supposed to look pretty tired, so I thought it'd be kind of cool to give him that weight. But
it looks like it'd be good for an anime itself.
What would?
Oh, the character. I said, it
Oh
looks
yeah,
like,
yeah,
to me, it looks like it'd be a nice animated character.
yeah. I could see this animated too.
Oh, Christina said she's been watching My Hero Academia. I love that series. One
Oh yeah,
Piece. See, One Piece. I like the later ones, but for me, it's harder to get into the early ones. But the later ones, I want to see the movie, but I missed it in the theater. That was limited time. And then the newest movie. Um, I've never seen the newer Pokemon stuff, Pokemon Journeys. Everybody grew up with Pokemon those. And this series is old now. It was a good series though. I'm not familiar with any of the new stuff.
I'm not super familiar with either. I mean, I know the gist of it, but I never really got into it when it was coming out.
Oh yeah, I'm watching Spy Family. Andrew
Oh
J
yeah,
said,
that is pretty funny.
yeah,
That I only saw the first like 2 3 episodes. I was cracking up that one. That kid is hilarious because she's supposed to be super smart, but she's just psychic or she can read minds. That's all she could do. So
she's
like,
thinking they're gonna kill her.
yeah, she's like, well, she's like adopted, right? And so she thinks they're just gonna throw her back into the orphanage because they're like, man, she's not doing too good. She's not as bright as I thought she was, and she can read the mind. She's like, pretty funny.
Amy, Amy says, okay, I have to ask, is that serious about the John Candy documentary?
John
What
Candy
a,
documentary.
somebody mentioned a John Candy Oh, here, Toon said, only thing I'm waiting to see is Ryan Reynolds documentary on John Candy. Oh,
Oh, that's
I
cool.
never even heard about that.
I didn't either.
Yeah, I love John Candy. Uncle
Yeah, he's
Buck
definitely.
is one
Yeah.
of my favorite movies. Like that, because I love '80s movies. So that and Adventures Babysitting, and you know, I think 3 O'clock High are my favorite kind of '80s type of feeling movies. Yeah, where they got humor, slice of life type of stories, but some of it's fantastical, and then the humor is top, and then it has emotional impact at the same time.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Tomb. Tomb. By the way, we just to let you know, Becky, Mike, and I we met the actor from Adventures in Babysitting. We met Keith Coogan, and also the we met with talk with him. We hung out with those guys for the weekend. We talked with uh, Michael Chambers. He played Turbo in Breakin', the movie Breakin', the breakdance movie, and then also the Lost Boy, one of the Frog Brothers. We talked with him too for a few days. We were hanging out. It was like at a convention that like nobody was really attending for some reason. I don't think it was advertised enough. So we basically was like just hanging out and talk with him like for 2 days, and we talked to the Frog Brother. His name is Jameson Newlander, and we talked with him. Man, he was hilarious. He's really cool. He's like just laid back. Talked with him, and the actress, we talked with her, not as much, but we talked with the actress from Growing Pains. What's her name, Mike?
Oh, jeez, just because you said that, Tracy.
Tracy Gold? Or
I
no?
think it is Tracy Gold.
Yeah, Tracy Gold. Yeah. Talked with her a little bit, and then also the one actor who's got like he has no eyebrows, no fingernails. Remember, he's been in like X Files. He was in some horror movies.
The
He
Hills
was
Have Eyes.
really, yeah, The Hills Have Eyes. He was really cool, man. That guy was like just really sweet natured guy. But yeah, it was cool talking with Keith Coogan, man. Talking about Toy Soldier. He did a movie with Andrew Divoff with the villain in the movie, and like a terrorist. Oh, so good. He's also in another 48 Hours. But Keith Coogan was talking, giving stories about growing up, and like going on the set of Who's the Boss, and he was on Growing Pains as well as he did a few shows. I think it was a few shows, right? And a few episodes. I'm just saying of But he's been in everything, man. Keith Coogan. So Mike got an autographed DVD of Toy Soldiers. Sean Astin stars in it, and Will Wheaton. Oh, here's Mike's drawing. He's drawn the lizard guy, the beak, the alien champion.
Yeah, just messing around. They changed all the settings on here when I updated, so I don't recognize some of the tools now. I'm trying to figure things out. Like the icon picture looks different to me. Yeah.
Oh yeah, on mine.
No, mine. I'm talking about my tools.
Your loadout.
Yeah.
Yeah, I accidentally messed up with mine before, and I'm like, yeah, it was pretty bad. Amy says, looks great, Mikey.
Thank you.
Yeah, Keith Coogan is the older brother in Adventures in Babysitting, the one that had the crush on Elizabeth Shue's character. And then I follow him on Instagram. I recently saw a post, I think it was his wife's post, where all of the cast were all ran into each other at a convention. So it was Elizabeth Shue and Keith Coogan, his friend, the redhead guy, and the girl played his sister. And then the first Thor, the guy, what's his name, Mike? From Blake Kingpin.
Jeez, man, you keep putting me on the spot here.
Vincent
D'Onofrio.
Vincent D'Onofrio, and so they're all like talking and smiling and just shooting the breeze. All whole cast. All these years later, seeing them like older, talking, it was just so surreal. It's cool though.
Why did Jiminy Cricket write John Mayland?
I don't know. It probably when we were talking about something else. Tomb says, Will getting blown away is my favorite part. Toy Soldier. Jeez. Oh, dude. Man. But no, that was a great movie. It's weird you can't find it on DVD really anywhere. It's such a good movie. Yeah,
it's
Sean
so great
Astin.
When you meet those actors in person though, and they're actually just people that you mesh with so well.
Yeah, we talked with them for like a long time, man. We're just sitting there because nobody was around, It's just so the actors were like talking with each other, and then I go to one actor's table, like Michael Chambers' table, Turbo, and we're talking to him for like an hour, and then all of a sudden, Jameson, Nylander
if
from
you guys are
Lost
like
Boys walk
see
over and
them
talk.
as guests anywhere, definitely take the time to go visit with them because they're really great people, really sweet, natured, and they're genuine. You meet them, you won't be disappointed.
And Jameson, Nylander, the Frog Brother, he's still like his friends and hangs out with Corey Feldman. Corey Feldman has an album. He has a new album and he sings.
Oh man. Jiminy's Cricket said, I mentioned John Mayland because you guys were talking about an actor with no eyebrows.
Jiminy.
What did he have no eyebrows? You get in an accident or something?
I don't know. This is kind of like a thing that everybody says, yeah, he doesn't have any eyebrows. And I think he drew himself like that or something. I don't know. It's like a thing. That's kind of like a thing that people did with Ethan,
Well,
they pick on little traits, personal traits, because they get familiar with him.
That's funny.
But that Jameson, he was on stage because Corey Feldman has a new album, and he was on stage singing a song from Lost Boys, and then the other Frog Brother, Jamie Nylander, came on stage, sings with him. He's done it a few times, but it's cool to see. I don't know, that type of thing is cool. People that you grew up watching, it's cool to kind of know that they're still friends or in contact with each other. Like Ricky Schroeder from Silver Spoons. Like he's still friends with Alfonso Rivera. Remember Carlton from Fresh Prince?
Yeah,
Yeah, they're still. I saw them on Instagram. They're taking a picture together with families,
yeah, it's always
smiling.
nice. Yeah,
Yeah,
because they're both probably have different thoughts on different things in life, but they both don't let that get in the way of being good
yeah.
friends, good
I mean,
people.
think about your childhood friend. You basically grew up with them. It's like some people are so friends with people from school or the neighborhood they used to grew up in, and it makes sense they're still friends. You know what I mean? Like years later, because yeah, they grew up together. I mean, we look at it as like yeah, the characters and shows, right? But they're like they look at it as hey, this is a time in my life where I grew up with somebody, and they have memories that we're not maybe privy to, but hanging out or talking, and sometimes you see some people don't get along years later. You're like, oh, that stinks.
Yeah, I've heard people like we went up to actors and we're like, "Hey, how was it working with them?" And they go, "That person's a prick." You're like, "Whoa!" You're like, "Whoa, that's sad."
Well, I
Yeah,
guess they don't get along. Yeah, they
and of
don't
course
get
you got to
along.
take their word for it. Maybe they had just something that a disagreement. Nowadays,
Oh yeah,
it's more
that's true.
common for people to just be angry about somebody's personal politics than it is about something serious.
Something they actually did.
I mean,
It's something they just don't
politics
like
is
them for what they
serious,
like.
but people are more important than you know than ideology. It should be. Your family and friends should be more important than any stuff.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we have friends and family who don't see eye to eye in politics and stuff, and I love them and haven't changed anything. Hasn't changed the way I felt about them or ever will, because like I said, they're family or friends I've been known for years. In fact, like I pretty much everybody I know, I already knew their politics didn't mesh with mine when I first met them, so it didn't change like me wanting to be friends with them. Um, but it's just yeah, they try to get you to people to divide. It was a divide and conquer, right? The media tries to
Oh
get
yeah.
everybody divided, and it's easier to control narratives if everybody hates each other. Then they're willing to jump on the bandwagon. Yeah, I hate them anyway because you told me to, so I do. Imagine that some guy in corporate news telling you to hate your family member because of what they think. I mean, people back. I mean, growing up, I would have been like, "Screw you, man! Who cares? You're some talking head on the news, some politician who everybody trusted politicians like they trusted lawyers. No offense to attorneys, but the whole joke about ambulance chasers and all the derogatory terms about attorneys and politicians. For some reason now we're taking politicians' sides over family and friends. That's weird. Can't we all get along? It's like no. It's like okay.
Toom said he felt bad. I bought a break-in promo pic signed by Michael Chambers and Shaba Do literally the day before Shaba died.
Oh man. Yeah, he died. He was that was Poppin' Taco, right? Or no, Shabadoo was not that wasn't Poppin' Taco. Shabadoo was the main character, right? The lead. Well, the lead male character. I was wondering. Wasn't sure if he passed too or what.
Do you own Breaking?
Yeah, we actually. This is funny. I just watched Breaking for the first time, like last week or the week before. Becky bought it. She bought both Breaking 1 and 2, so we got to watch 2.
Yeah, I've never seen it ever.
Oh, we got to watch it.
I've only seen clips of it when I used to have cable, and every time I would watch it, I liked it, but it was always too late at night when they play it, so I'd fall asleep, and then I'd be like,
Yeah,
"What the heck?" I'm watching the end credits, and I'm like, you know, certain movies that even if you like, you can't help it if you're tired. If they're playing at 2, 3 a.m., you're like, I'm gone. Yeah.
yeah. The lead character to him said, "Yeah, I think if I'm not mistaken, Pop and Taco passed away too. I thought he did, but we bought a documentary from Michael Chambers that covers like interviews with all these guys, and it's about him mostly, but it interviews Pop and Taco and all these other guys talking about Michael. But no, it's man, Michael Chambers after the movies, he was like work. I didn't know this. He was going to Japan for years, just teaching like you know animation is his style. Like of I can't remember the other term he used, but breaking and everything. He was showing everyone in Japan. He was teaching, and he was doing like commercials, like those commercials in Japan, like all those other actors in the '80s were doing. He was doing those commercials too, and he'd be getting paid really good for that stuff. But no, yeah, he was doing dancing. It showed him like doing videos in the documentary choreography and everything. So, but yeah, he was cool, man. Talking with him, man, he was cracking us up. I was laughing so hard talking with Michael Chambers that my cheeks were hurting from smiling so much because he just was making us laugh. He's just so full of life and animated too. And then we talked with another actor that I wasn't super familiar with him except for the movie Point Break. That was a Bo Jesse Christopher, and we talked to him, and man, he was so easy down to talk to as well. And he's doing like a role right now. He's doing a part in True Detective and some other shows. He's a recurring character, and he was in the new Point Break remake as a police officer, but I think one of the main detectives. But he's also producing Point Break, a streaming series with Keanu Reeves. But we talked with him, and he's been in a bunch of shows like Married with Children, Quantum Leap, and all that. But it was great talking with him, man. We just got along talking with him. But it's funny. He liked Michael Chambers a lot too, because I guess he said Michael Chambers, the movie, influenced him to start dancing and everything when he was younger. So he was like, he was breaking it out, dancing. All these actors were break dancing. Like the Frog Brother Jameson was break dancing next to the table. I were cracking up.
That's funny.
So it was, it's a good time. And then great time. But they were all, like I said, meeting them was refreshing because they were also personable and easy to talk to. Actually, it felt like Bo Jesse. It felt like he kind of reminded me of somebody I do know. So it felt like I already knew him for years when I was talking with him because he just reminds me so much of another person that we know. And but yeah, he's really a talented guy. He teaches acting too. But Bo Jesse played the little brother of Patrick Swayze in Point Break with Keanu Reeves. So he's Patrick Swayze's little brother. He was the Johnson. He wore the Lyndon B. Johnson mask.
Yeah, he did. He died in the movie, right?
Yeah. Spoiler.
The one that had a gut. Well, it's not a spoiler when it's this. What? How many
decades later?
Well, I'm just wondering, was that in the 80s or 90s?
No, it was. I think it was early 90s, 90, 91.
It feels like an 80s film to me, but
yeah, it has that. I think the early 90s has it's a tail end of the 80s, so it has that 80s feel to the early 90s films. And just like the early 2000 films have like a 90s feel to them. It's kind of like a remnant. It kind of sticks a while for it to change, like, the styles and the tempo of everything. Oh, Bo Jesse was a surfer in Escape from LA too? Really? Whoa. That's hilarious. That's awesome, man. He's in Escape from LA. Yeah, he's a bunch of stuff I was seeing. He had some, photos and stuff we were talking, and it was his birthday when we were there at the show. It was his first convention he ever did too.
And you guys brought him flowers or whatever, right?
No, we brought him some balloons, and we had a birthday card that all the actors at the show signed for him. Birthday cards. So he got all these actors signing stuff. So yeah, because I'm thinking this is his first convention. You want to be a good memory for him on his birthday. I'm like, man. And then he's a cool guy. Definitely check him out. He's on Instagram as well, and he has classes. So if anyone's interested in acting, he teaches classes over there up in LA. See, what time is it? Ooh, it's already 1:45. So I went over an hour. I wasn't over an hour, but I was gonna extend it to an hour and a half, so it's an hour and 45 minutes so far. So, but as you can tell, it's kind of raining here. A little bit of a thunderstorm outside. Can you hear it?
That's not real.
Can you hear it?
Yeah.
Sorry about that. Rained out, rain day.
What is that? Somebody moving furniture?
No, it's what I use to sleep. Like we play the sound of rain. It's supposed to be raining in Hobbiton, right? With the Hobbitsville. So it's rain, thunderstorm, sound of rain and thunder. We play that at night with the fan going. Oh man, it just puts you out to a sleep where you're just like deep sleep. It's good. Yeah, I can hear that. But anyway, I'm going to be ending the stream, guys. Thanks for staying with me and watching me. I'm working on modded. This is going to change a lot, so I'm just going to tighten up on the this figure. I think I might keep the shadows and play around with that a little bit, kind of the heavy lighting for that close up. And but thanks everybody sticking around, joining us and chatting with us while Mike and I are drawing. Here's Mike's version of my character. That's cool. Nice. I like that. See, I like that. It's a nice pump figure. It's the true champion build. See, oh wait, here. We had a ton of hail last night. We're headed. Let's see, we're heading around summer here, and yeah, that's weird. You had hail during summer. Okay. Yeah, hang in there, man. Don't go outside. I heard that hail gets pretty big. So, but yeah, you guys have a great rest of the day, Monday. Great week. If you stop by on Blacklist Universe, I have it in the description. I actually put it up there, the link to the YouTube channel where you can watch us live stream Drawn and Quartered. And that's where all these artists get together, great artists, and we all pick a subject and we draw our version of that subject. And then you guys can vote in the chat who you think should win. And it's just fun. It's just a fun thing, and we just all talk and chat, talk comics, movies, and everything else. And then also there's a draw along. So if you guys draw yourselves, you can participate, throw your drawings in the draw along, and the pros vote on your drawings who they think wins for that night. So yeah, it's it's circular, so it's fun. And stop by. Mike Miller is the host. That's his channel. He's a DC comic artist. He also does Funky Monkey Frat House NFTs. And check that out. And even Jiminy's in there once in a while drawing with us. So check out his site, Illustration by Design. I think that's also in the description, but you can see that there in the chat, the information. And I'll try to do another live stream too to include Becky, maybe like a random stream towards the end of the week. But everybody, you have a great week. Thanks for stopping by. Good seeing the Lester sisters tomb after a long sabbatical. Christina Lynn. And we also had Jiminy Cricket as well, obviously. And I know Jeff Potts was here, Andrew J., Andrew Hayes, Christina Lynn. I think I said Christina. And don't want to miss anybody. Comics Exposed was here in the beginning. So thanks everybody stopping by and shooting the breeze with us. We'll see you guys later. If not Wednesday, maybe later in the week.
So bye everybody. Have a happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah, happy Thanksgiving. That's right. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. I got my turkey. I'm going to be making that. Maybe I'll show a video of my turkey. I'll post up something. So you guys have a great one. Oh, Punching Pandas stopped by. Hey, how's it going, man? Yeah, he's also in Drawn and Quartered. Sometimes he'll, jump in the tail end. He did a great Namor last week. So check out Punching Panda's channel too. And his website. Thanks, Jiminy, for putting that up. So good to see you, Nolan. Punching Pandas. You guys, we have a great week, and I will talk to you all later.
All right.
Good night. Night.
This is a cardinal sin of EDM right here.